Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today, of course, we will be reading out of the Old King James Bible as usual, and we'll be reading out of the Old Testament and from the New Testament to the law and to the testimony, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay. We also be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title, When the Son of Man Shall Come in His Glory. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory. Okay. I'm going to share these scriptures with you right quick. You can jot them down if you like or take a screenshot if you want to. But yeah, people, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, even Jesus, that's who the Son of Man is. When he come in his glory, okay. Oh, it's everybody think, that it's going to be a great day, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's not indeed. It's not indeed going to be a great day. The Lord even had it written. He said we should not worship on that day, okay? Because it is going to be a terrible day, okay? And we're going to show you some of the things going to happen when the Son of Man come in His glory, okay? It's going to do a few things today on it. We're going to read a few scriptures on it, but tell you something. Don't worship on that day. So, and we're gonna read that, let you know. I said, oh, hey, what is in it for you? Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing these. We're gonna go ahead and get started in these scriptures right quick here. Let's see. We're gonna start this. Let's see, we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this in Matthew. Matthew's the 25th chapter. And I'm gonna read one verse. And it reads, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Okay, now, where's the Lord's throne of glory going to be? Did not he have it written that he will be sitting on David's throne? Now, where was David's throne at when he was here, before he died? It was in Jerusalem. Okay, so Lord is going to come back and he in his glory, and he's going to be sitting on his throne of glory in Jerusalem. Okay. And that is going to be the headquarters. All right. And he's going to rule this earth with a rod of iron. Okay. But it's going to be one government. And that government, he said it had it written that it's going to be up on his shoulder. One government. All right. But let's take a closer look at this. Let's go to let's see, let's go to Zechariah. Yeah, let's go to Zechariah right quick. I'm gonna show you this here. I want to Zechariah 14, take a closer look at the Lord's coming here. Okay, when he come in his glory. All right. This is Zechariah 14, and we'll start reading at verse 1. Okay, and it reads, Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and the spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. Mm. And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Verse 3. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. Hmm. And his feet and his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. So the same place the Lord stood before he went back to heaven nearly 2,000 years ago. It's the same place his feet gonna stand when he come back, and that is on the Mount of Olives on the east side of Jerusalem. Okay, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof, towards the east and towards the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove to the north, and half of it towards the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azel. Yeah, ye shall flee, like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee. And those saints, we know that he are the ones that were so blessed to make the first resurrection and met the Lord in the air. And then we all came back down, going to come back down to the Mount of Olives, help the Lord fight the war of Armageddon. All right, verse 6. And it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be clear nor dark, but it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord, not day nor night. Mm. But it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light. Oh, can't imagine a day like that, boy. I'm telling you. But let's go a little further here. Let's go over here to let's go which one? Go to Amos right quick. Let me show you this here. On to Amos. Uh hmm, going to Amos, the fifth chapter. And start reading at verse 18. And it reads, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. See that? To what end is it for you? Told you. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Just read that. 19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Wow, we can't get away from this. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? That's going to be a heck of a day, people. Telling you. But let's go further. Let's go to let's see. Let's go to Joel right quick. Take a quick look at this. Going to Joel, the second chapter, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 1. And it reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It's near, close. All right. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning is spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There has not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Boy, hey, let's go, let's see, verse 10. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining that day. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executed his word, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? See that? The Son of Man shall come in his glory. It's going to be a terrible day. All right. But let's go further. Let's go to let's see, go to Isaiah. Take a look at this. Still talking about the coming of the Lord. I tell you, boy, it's gonna be one day, boy, that people gonna be trembling. It is gonna be a terrible day. Let's go to Isaiah 66 right quick. Start reading at verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire. Look at that. He ain't coming here to pat nobody. He coming here to do. Let's see what he gonna do. For the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Ooh-wee. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. The Lord ain't coming back here to rub you on nobody on the head. He coming back here to do some killing. He said the slain of the Lord gonna be many. Okay. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden, hiding one tree in the midst. What tree is that? Satan the devil. Hide behind this cap. Eating swine's flesh. I told y'all, you still eating. You don't want to keep the Lord's dietary law. This is future reading here. So you still eating that stuff when he come back. What's swine? That's pork. Still eating if you want to. Let's see what he gonna do. Eating swine's flesh and abomination and the mouth shall be consumed together, said the Lord. You see that? Consider that. For I know thy thoughts, for I know thy works and thy thoughts. It shall come that I would gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. See that? Well, let's go further here. Let's go over here to Micah right quick. Go to Micah, the fifth chapter. And I'm gonna start reading at verse let's see where we're gonna start at. Micah 5:9. And it reads, Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off the horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. Phew. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers, all them palm readers and all the wizards and everything. I'm gonna cut you off. Okay, verse 13, thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. Mm. And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen. Now, what is heathens? Nations, okay, such as they have not heard. Boy, this gonna be it's gonna be something. I'm telling you. But if you turn, get on the Lord's good side, and stay on the Lord's good side. Let's check this out right quick. Let's see what the Lord had written over here. Let's go to Proverbs right quick. Proverbs 1, and I'm going to start reading at verse 5. And it reads, A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Okay, you listen to these words, all right? Because God's word is true. None of them surpass, all right? Verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Okay, but fools despise wisdom and instructions. All right. So the Lord had written in Ecclesiastes, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. Okay. Gotta learn to fear this God. All right. Because if you fear somebody, you're gonna do what they say, right? You know, I'm knocking you upside your head. So tell you, get to know this God. You better learn to fear him. All right. Verse 22 say, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Okay. And because the Lord had it written, he said, the fool have said in his heart, he have said in his mind that there is no God. Now, the Lord said, hey, you a fool. All right. You think that. All right, verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. See that? All right. Listen to the preach. It's one going to teach you knowledge and not stand up there and dance a gig in front of you. Okay, find you a church or somebody going to teach you the knowledge. Read this book to you, and you sit down and read it for yourself so you can get to know this God and learn to fear him. Because if you get on his good side, you better stay on it. Because if you, man, I'm going to tell you, see what the Lord going to do to those people that, hey, I don't want to listen to him. See what he's going to do when he come in his glory, right? All right, but let's go one more place right quick. Let's go to Proverbs, the third chapter, and start reading at verse 1. And it reads, My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. Keep saying that. Got to keep these commandments, even that royal law. All right. Oh, for length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart, of your mind. Okay. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. See that? Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. A lot of people do that, man. They say, well, I think, wait a minute. The Lord said, don't lean to your own understanding. You know, he said, let me show you what he'll do. All right. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Understand? All right. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Okay. So read this book. Get to know this God. Learn to fear him. He can do you. He can do you quick. Okay. It may not get you now, but get you later. You rather be pay for your stuff, pay for the things you do that's wrong in his sight now than later. Okay, because we know what later is. There's that lake of fire. You don't want to go there. Once you go in there, ain't no coming out, people. And you will not burn up. People say, well, if I go to hell, I just burn up. No. Well, now, flesh and blood would burn up, right? But you won't be flesh and blood. I'm gonna put that change on you. You be a spirit being with no power in that lake of fire. And angels, oh, not angels, but spirit beings don't burn up. They burn forever. Okay? Keep that in mind, man. Think about sometimes you burn your finger on something. I tell you, that's hot. But this fire gonna be 7 times hotter. Okay. But they gonna need scriptures. I'm telling you, with this food for thought. Because I tell you, man, when the Son of Man come in his glory, it is going to be a terrible day, people. All right. But with this food for thought, they gonna need scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.